Throughout history, humanity has watched the heavens for signs. In ancient times, when comets tore across the sky, they were seen as omens of war, famine, or disaster. Modern science stripped away those superstitions, calling comets nothing more than frozen remnants of the early solar system, silent travelers without purpose or intent. But what happens when the heavens themselves begin to challenge that idea? What happens when Earth shudders in perfect synchrony with a celestial visitor? That is exactly what has begun to unfold as the interstellar object 3I Atlas approaches our inner solar system. Within mere hours of its latest observation, two powerful earthquakes ripped through Venezuela. Magnitudes 6.2 and 6.3, shaking cities, cracking roads, and sending millions into panic. These were no ordinary tremors. They were followed almost immediately by a 5.8 aftershock, as if the planet itself had exhaled twice in a row. At that very same window in time, astronomers witnessed strange behavior in space, novas detonating in distant constellations, the Sun firing off an intense coronal mass ejection, and 3I Atlas behaving in ways no known comet should. Coincidence? Or a chain reaction written into the very fabric of the cosmos? The deeper scientists looked, the harder it became to dismiss the timing as random. Something was resonating between the heavens and the earth. And as this interstellar visitor drew closer, that resonance grew stronger. On September 24, at 22:21 Coordinated Universal Time, Venezuela's ground convulsed violently. A 6.2 quake tore through the crust, the strongest in decades. Hours later, another quake struck, slightly deeper, slightly stronger, but eerily aligned in timing and energy. Then came the aftershock, like a second heartbeat. In most cases, this would be explained as tectonic stress, a coincidence of geology. But this time, space weather told a different story. The solar wind, usually steady, dropped to unusually low densities, creating a kind of electromagnetic vacuum around the planet. Think of Earth's magnetic field as a shield constantly pressed by the sun's wind. When that pressure weakens, the shield flexes. Subtle changes ripple down into the crust itself. For years, geophysicists have debated whether solar weather can influence earthquakes. But now, the timing was undeniable: solar fluctuations, electromagnetic anomalies, and tectonic shifts all unfolding in a synchronized pattern. And watching from the cosmic distance, 3I Atlas, the Crimson Traveler. Originally catalogued as the third confirmed interstellar object after Oumuamua and Borisov, Atlas was expected to be nothing more than a scientific curiosity. But soon, it began to behave differently. Its tail refused to follow the rules. Instead of streaming neatly away from the sun, part of it pointed back toward it, as if tugged by an unseen force. Instruments detected opposing flows of plasma, one moving sunward, one away, interlaced with strange electromagnetic filaments. Then, its coma, the halo of gas surrounding its core, expanded to over 100,000 kilometers across. Not a faint mist, but a plasma storm, reacting violently to solar energy. When a coronal mass ejection hit in July, Atlas brightened by a factor of 20, as though something within it had awakened. And now, as new solar storms batter it, the glow intensifies once again. For ordinary comets, the sun melts and shapes them. For 3I Atlas, the sun seems to ignite it. At the same time, the cosmos flared in reply. Two novas, V1935 Centauri and V7994 Sagittari, erupted nearly simultaneously, sending gamma rays and light that reached Earth within the same hours as the Venezuelan quakes. A coincidence so precise that even skeptics found themselves uneasy. Ancient civilizations, the Mayans, Chinese, Babylonians, once recorded comets, stars, and earthquakes as connected events. They weren't describing superstition. They were recording what they saw, A world where the heavens and the earth moved together. Perhaps they understood something we have forgotten. That the universe is not a collection of isolated systems, but a single resonant web, every planet, every star, vibrating on the same cosmic strain. Now, as 3I Atlas moves through our system, that resonance is rising again. The Sun has entered its most violent cycle in years. Over 160 active sunspots, each larger than Earth, twist and erupt, releasing waves of magnetic energy. Into that chaos sails Atlas, wrapped in a halo of plasma, bending and flickering like a living flame. Each solar outburst that strikes it seems to feed it, as if it's absorbing power instead of losing it. And when it reacts, Earth reacts too. Geomagnetic storms, auroras, and tremors that roll across continents. The pattern is undeniable: solar chaos above, seismic chaos below. And the danger is only increasing. Atlas is nearing a critical alignment, a close pass by Mars, followed by a superior conjunction with Earth, when the object, the Sun, and our planet line up perfectly. Such alignments have historically magnified space weather's effects, disrupting satellites, straining Earth's magnetic field, and sparking global electromagnetic disturbances. Now imagine adding an interstellar object, one charged with alien plasma, into that equation. Something is building. And scientists fear that Venezuela's quakes were only the first warning. Around the world, seismographs detect strange low-frequency tremors, subtle vibrations beneath the Pacific, faint rumbles in the Mediterranean, small pulses under Alaska. None catastrophic, but global in scope. Meanwhile, satellites tracking the ionosphere report anomalies, sudden swells and collapses in charged particles, suggesting disturbances far beyond typical solar influence. Could Atlas itself be altering the electromagnetic balance of our system? It shouldn't be possible. But this isn't an ordinary comet. It's a 2-mile-long shard from another star system, drenched in plasma, reacting unpredictably to solar storms. And now, as it nears Mars, telescopes have caught faint auroras shimmering over the red planet. A world with almost no magnetic field, glowing with light as solar particles bombard it. If Mars is responding this way, what happens when Earth is next in line? Ancient records across cultures tell the same story: fiery stars preceding great quakes, red comets before floods and famine. We called them myths. But now, with real-time data mirroring those ancient warnings, it's harder to dismiss. Perhaps those civilizations were not wrong. Perhaps they were trying to warn the future, to warn us. And then came the silence. NASA's updates on 3I Atlas slowed. Images disappeared. Independent observatories reported data gaps, missing frames, sudden outages. Even seismic networks briefly went offline, fueling whispers that the pattern of quakes might be wider than acknowledged. Some call it precaution. Others call it suppression. Because if the public were to connect the dots, crimson comet, novas, solar storms, and earthquakes in perfect synchrony, the idea of coincidence would shatter. 3I Atlas continues to glow, its light intensifying with every solar flare. The pattern is too elegant, too synchronized, too deliberate to ignore. This is not coincidence. It is resonance. The ancients called them omens. We call them anomalies. But both words mean the same thing: warning. When the sky changes, the ground responds. The universe is speaking again, not in myth but in physics. The stars, the sun, and our planet are vibrating to the same strange rhythm. And at the heart of it all drifts a crimson visitor from another world. If its presence has already aligned with earthquakes, novas, and solar storms, what happens when that alignment centers on Earth itself? The silence from official channels speaks louder than any warning. Because deep down, they may fear what we already suspect: that this is not just astronomy. This is survival. The crimson visitor is not just passing by. It is changing the rhythm of our planet. And the next time Earth answers back, it may not be with a whisper but with a roar. Subscribe to our channel and thanks for watching.